Mason Miller. And we won't keep it too long because I know we got to get out of here soon. But did we save the best for last here?
I think we did, dude.
Talk about an exciting arm.
Yeah.
On the year, he's sporting a 9.98 ERA, but that's not even what people really care about, honestly. Nobody cares about how many runs this guy gives up. They care about how many triple-digit fastballs he's going to shove down your throat. He's got 38 strikeouts on the year, which, according to Danny Vietti, leads the Oakland A's this season as a reliever. He's a reliever, mind you. He's only pitched 18 and a third innings and a third innings. Paul Blackburn is second with 36 over 46 innings.
Disgusting.
He's faced 67 batters and struck out 38 of them, which, for those of you doing the math at home, that's 57% of the batters he's faced. Mason Miller has struck out 57% of the batters he's faced. He's yet to give up a home run. Regarding his triple-digit fastballs that I mentioned earlier, he's thrown 54 more than any other pitcher this season. His past 11 appearances, he's thrown 13 and a thirds, given up 0 runs, had 30 Ks, 1 hit, and 2 walks.
It's stupid.
Oh, and by the way, he's now the Rookie of the Year favorite coming out of the American League.
Yeah. Again, you mentioned earlier the baseball savant page is absurd. Exit velocity ranks in the top 6% of the league. The expected batting average is top 1%. Expected slug percentage is top 1%. WOBA top 1%. X-WOBA top 1%. Do we know what X-WOBAcon is? Is that on base percentage based on like expected contact made, or you know what I mean? That's what.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That sounds right. That's also top 1%, by the way. Hard hit percentage is at 20.8 is top 1%. K percentage 56.7%, like you mentioned, top 1% in baseball. This kid is ridiculous. Great comment saying that he's going to be highly sought after. I think I read something that the A's have yet to get anything near the asking price. Anything near it. So to sit here and say that like the Dodgers or you know the Yankees or whatever bullpen is in need to step in and go snag this guy, be prepared to pay up. And I don't know if anyone will.
Yeah, yes, I agree with you. I think it's gonna require a haul, but we can't. I think we have to be careful in equating the demands of a Mason Miller to a guy like Juan Soto, because and I'm not saying people are making those comparisons, but I feel like as the season goes on, as Mason Miller gets talked about more, it's going to be like the Oakland A's are going to be asking for the moon. And it's like, yeah, we get it. This guy, he's legit. I'm not questioning that. But also, like, we have to keep in mind that we're dealing with a closer and not a guy like a Juan Soto who's going to be out there for 160 games every season.
Yeah.
Who also is like a generational talent, depending upon who you ask.
Yeah.
So I agree. I'm with you. And I said all that not to disagree with what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, I want us to be careful and realistic about like what is this package really going to look like? And
yeah, especially when you see arms dropping like flies all around the league.
Right.
And especially when you're talking about the Oakland A's that have given away plenty of players for bags of chips and bucket of balls. So,
and when you consider, like, I've seen the Orioles thrown around as a trade destination, and I'm like, okay, so we're just throwing Felix Bautista to the Wolves here, and I know he's out.
Right. But like, what you would give up, yeah.
Right. That it just speaks to like, okay, the Orioles thought they felt like this was their guy. And most fans will probably tell you that he still is their guy whenever he returns. But it's like, okay, if that's how we're treating or handling a lockdown guy who we thought a fan base was just beyond attached to, then why would a team or like why are we assigning so much value to a guy like Mason Miller who, yeah, is a different pitcher than a guy like Felix Bautista, but again, he doesn't hold the same just, like baseball value as a guy like Juan Soto who has proven it year after year after year.
Yeah.
And is a generational talent. Like I don't know. I just want to make sure we're not getting into those weeds. That's all.
I do concur. And I forgot what I was going to say.
If you did have a team, I wanted to ask you if there was a team.
That's what I was going to say. It's going to be I think it's either the Dodgers or the Orioles. If we get to pick one team from each league, it's a team that's log jam at the top and has plenty of stuff to move in their farm. Those two teams come to mind.
Can I throw out an option that I kind of like? That makes more sense than
the radar?
Than trading him to a team that already has a couple closers in the mix, like the Orioles. Or like bona fide options. The Texas Rangers.
Yeah, Leclerc has been.
Kirby Yates, I think, on paper right now is their guy.
Both those guys have been in shambles, I think.
Leclerc's had a rough go of it. And I've seen Spores' name thrown around as a potential option down the road, but I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily see it. And I know he closed out the World Series and,
maybe
old
Diamondbacks. Maybe Diamondbacks. Is Seawald still out?
That I think more gets hung up with the farm. I think it's less about their needs and more about what they're able to
what
offer
they're able to afford.
But I don't know, man. It'll be fun. Honestly, like it sounds kind of lame, but I kind of like watching them on the A's right now because it's like, okay,
there's a reason to watch them.
Yeah, like it's kind of like the Lamborghini under the carport meme. Like in the trailer house or under like the trailer park, whatever. Like that's kind of what we're dealing with here with Mason Miller and the A's. So for comedic purposes, I would say I don't mind him being on the A's right now.